Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're well. It is the after party, and it's stupid. So we're gonna stop yelling like that for the moment. Hope you're well. Hope the day finds you happy and that you've had sex since you've talked to me last. Um, I spent my day catching up on old things, and not necessarily really old. Some are a couple of weeks old, some are a week old, some were from yesterday. And I want to talk about all of them, and I may eventually, but the one that really jumped out was the Hunter Avallone one because I've been asked about that specifically a couple of times. And well, I went over and I watched this video. I watched this video called I Left the Right. And oh, before I begin, there was a super chat. Thank you so much, Pinkalo. It says, DYK, did you know? There's a sex position called the walrus. I didn't, and I probably won't look into it because I don't have safe search on. I went over and watched Hunter's video, and I wasn't shocked by it. There were a couple of things that he said that made me go, ooh, but for the most part, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, and I don't see why so many people are freaking out at him now. I do think that he may have been influenced by a jackass, and by jackass I mean specifically Vosh, because he does say that part of his transformation here came from talking with Vosh. For those who don't know Vosh, he is a pseudo intellectual left wing Tonka saw. It's what he is. And people might not like me saying that because some of you might be fans, but that's what he is. He thinks that the way you win an argument is by yelling over people, which oddly he did not actually do too much to Hunter, from what I've seen. But I only watched a couple minutes of their debate. Anyway, Wolfgang, thank you so much over there on the Streamlabs, who says, "I'm a simple man. I see you're live. I give you money. Keep up the good work." Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. And Karamon, thank you. Hasn't Hunter went full weetod? No. He's he actually says, by standard definitions, he's probably a centrist, and I'd probably agree that's where he's at right now. This is Kyle. Thank you so much. Who says, "Hello, chat people and monkey. Got my debit card back, and now I can super chat again." Well, I'm glad you got your debit card back, not just so you can super chat again, but it's hard living without those things these days, especially if you order anything online. There's some talk in the chat here about how people never thought Hunter was that right. Hunter was pretty right wing. And what he describes as leaving the right is, again, not going to the left, but to be willing to challenge people on the right, and doing that more than he's been challenging things on the left. Because he used to do a lot of his videos about SJW stuff. That's how I found out about him many years ago. Tom, me and him eventually talked one time, I think, maybe two. John Miller says, Hunter Avallone. He's a YouTuber. He's been around. But he said he started when he was 19. He's 23 now, so about 4 years. He's got a good sized channel. A little bit of an edgelord at times, but no, I never disliked the guy, or I was enjoyed most of his content. It was a little too Onision for me. Don't give me sorry, Hunter, if you're out there listening. I'm not saying you're him, but some of your skits kind of came off as a homage to either Onision or Shane Dawson back in the day, but with a right-wing slant to it. So I'd watch now and then, but it wasn't something I watched regularly. But so we had a debate with Vosh about LGBTQ and trans issues. And I only watched a couple of minutes of this, and I had to stop because I started laughing so fucking hard. There's a moment where Hunter is explaining that he believes that to be trans, you have to have dysphoria. And Vosh is like, no, all being trans means is that you have a deep-seated uncomfortableness with your own body. You mean in your brain? I just started laughing so hard goes, yeah, it comes, their suicide rate comes from, some society, which, okay, maybe. But if that were true, then the gay suicide rate would be just as high, and it's not even close. So fuck you with that nonsense. But the other part of it was, yeah, that and it's not just a mental disorder. It's being mentally unokay with your body in any way, to the point where you just don't identify with with the gender assigned at birth. Motherfucker actually said that. I was like, oh, I gotta turn this off. I'll watch later when I'm drunk or something. But anyway, this led Hunter to, look into how he felt about LGBT and trans stuff. And I haven't seen his full new stance on trans people. It would be interesting to have a conversation with him about it. Because I still make a very big separation between trans people and transgenders, because there is a difference, and those are two separate things. And yes, there are some people who wear it like a fucking costume to get attention. You don't have to like that, but it's fucking true. What the transgenders are doing is absolutely disgusting. They are putting on a costume of a group that has a 40% chance to try to kill themselves, both pre and post-op. And I will never be okay with that. Anyhow, so I watched Hunter's last video before his I left the right one, and it's about people who it's about these preachers and stuff around the country have come out and said that the virus that we're going through. I'm trying not to say that word today, because several of my videos keep getting put in little timeouts. They don't tell me they're in a timeout. They just like take them out of you guys' boxes. So I'm gonna stay away from the one word. You guys know it. The Voldemort of diseases. The Voldemort of diseases here. And yes, even though I made fun of people for using Harry Potter, I mean, it's what's another one you're not allowed to say? Anybody? Because I don't want to be using just Voldemort in this situation. It just makes sense. Anyway, so I'm not going to say that disease, but there's preachers running around the country saying that that disease is punishment for gay marriage and stuff. And so he called those people out. And you know what? I don't consider that right wing. I don't consider just being a ridiculous fundamentalist to the point where you're blaming diseases that we can pretty much trace where they came from on guys banging each other back in what, Iowa, San Francisco, New York. I don't think God was looking down and went, all right, that's just too many gay people. Hit him with a Voldemort disease. So I don't consider that exceptionally right wing. I know that you're like, well, right wing is Christian. Not necessarily. I would probably largely be considered right wing. I even have just started describing myself that way because it confuses people when I say a libertarian with severe right wing leanings. They're like, wait, I don't understand this at all. Like, calm down. But you can be against stupid and still be on the right. Red Fawn, thank you so much. Who says virus? Indeed, the virus. But there were several things that Hunter said in his video that I have to address. Number one, he actually addresses in a comment that he put on the video, but the way he said it was just like, he said that he's listing off the things that make him right and then the things that make him left. One of the things that he says that makes him left is he doesn't believe, or that he believes that the black crime rate is probably because of socioeconomic reasons and not because of IQ. I'm like, what? Now, I know a lot of people on the right, and I know very few people who've ever attributed things to black IQ, and I've argued with those people and called them fucking morons the whole time I've been here and aware of them. I know a lot of right wingers who don't attribute it to that because they're not racist. And Hunter, he says in his comment, I didn't state that very well. Not all right wingers think that, but it does make me think, Hunter, is that what you used to think? Is that it's some did that argument make sense? Now, again, Hunter's only 23 years old. He's just getting to that point. One, he's just had a child. He's just been married. His life experience is changing. He's his brain is fully forming. Mid 20s is when it happens. So his ideas changing and stuff. That's great. And it's okay to believe. Well, it's not okay to believe stupid stuff, but a lot of us believe stupid stuff when we're young. But I can't imagine a time being dumb enough to think, yes, black people committed crime because of their IQ. Tall person, thank you. Off topic, but the world population just passed 7,777,777,777. Well, thank you so much for the donation. That'll make Amy Siskind happier because that means our share of the virus just went down a tad. His wife influences over how he thinks too. Well, Prospero, that can be part of it too. I don't know her, and I don't know anything about her politics. I've heard him talk about her just in this video, but it wouldn't be odd for a woman to come in and soften a man. Which, don't get too soft. Listen to me, Hunter. They don't want a beta. They do not want a beta. No matter how they might say it. You turn beta, she's going to take somebody else's dick. I'm warning you. I've seen it happen to too many guys. But it was just fun the way he stated that. I believe that it's because of socioeconomics and not because of their IQ. Like, oof. That did not come out good. And when he did his apology down bottom, I didn't mean to suggest that this is how all right-wingers. That's not even what I thought, because I don't think right-wingers think that way. It was like, oh, that's what you used to think. The next thing he said was that conservatives are about conserving tradition. Well, yeah. He said, I believe in things like liberty, like that. Yeah, that's a tradition here in the U.S. Supposed to be. Give me liberty or give me death. That wasn't written 3 weeks ago. So this part just made me laugh because he makes it seem like all of these things that he is conservative on are new things. Gun rights, for instance. I guess that just started last week. And I'm being a bit of a jackass to him here. I'm being a little hyperbolic because I've seen this in so many things where it's like, I've left the right. I don't care if you leave the right. Actually, I hope you leave the right. I don't think left or right is correct all the time. And I think that people, like those people who go into a voting booth and just vote strictly Democrat or strictly Republican, I hate those people. I don't know them personally, but on that issue, I hate them because you're a blind partisan and you can't tell me that you've looked up everybody involved in that vote you just made and every position you voted for your county seats and your state colleges and all that. There's no way you do all that. You just went, Frick. And you're kind of an ass for that. I don't want anybody to be strictly left or right because that tends to be that's just mob. That's just the mob, which he goes on to talk about in the next part, and it kind of relates. He says that a lot of the right-wing channels, they're just echo chambers. See, there'd be a wrecked feminist video, and somebody would go watch it, and they're just reaffirming what they already believe. Like, well, yeah. So the same thing lefties do when they go watch Vosh. I mean, just because he yells and pretends to be an intellectual doesn't mean that he's not an echo chamber for people who don't go outside the echo chamber. I've encouraged you guys many times, go watch stuff you disagree with. Go watch it. You know why? Because you might find things that you hadn't thought of. You might find an argument that hadn't crossed your mind. And if nothing else, it'll give you a new argument to fight against. You might hear this new argument and go, wow, that's even dumber than the last one I heard. I do that a lot. Thank you, Shitty Grin. Ramen. Get the shrimp kind. I don't get the shrimp kind because I'm not I don't like those little brine shrimp they put in there. No, I haven't been to shrimp one in a really long time. I'm a creature of habit, man. I eat the beef. Yeah, go ahead and clip that, guys. But the idea that the right is an echo chamber because of this, it's silly, is actually what it is. Because if all you do is watch left or right wing stuff, then yeah, it's an echo chamber no matter what kind of video it is. Thank you, tall person, who says Happy National Dolphin Day, everybody. Indeed, Happy Dolphin Day, folks. Happy Dolphin Day, especially if you're a NASA chick. You should reach out. You should check other things. That doesn't mean you should do it constantly. There's no reason to go out and watch, like, if I watch a Steven Crowder video, I have to watch a Vosh video to level things out. No, you don't. But challenge yourself. You should always challenge yourself. Random says, after party, I don't remember having a party to begin with. Well, we did Monkey in the Morning, and obviously it got hidden again. Thank you for that, YouTube, you shitheads. You know what's happened? This is really weird. You guys remember me? I'm sure you do. Remember me. Sorry, Hunter, we'll get back to you in a minute. I need an aside here. Y'all remember me talking about how I think Susan wants to see the monkey dick? Well, weird thing happened. I started saying that all my videos started getting monetized. At least most of them. Far more than ever have before. But then some of my videos started getting, put in a box for 12 hours. And I really think Susan's there just holding on to my voice for herself for 12 hours. I think Susan needs some therapy. She needs some monkey dick therapy. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, in her box. Exactly, Michael. You caught it. Anyway, so it's not fair to characterize, well, this is all just an echo chamber. It's only an echo chamber if you're the one who doesn't go outside of it. Yes, this is right-wing stuff. If you only go to Star Wars movies, that's on you. It's not that other movies don't exist or other movies aren't good. It's that you're not expanding your horizons. It doesn't make Star Wars, this is a bad example because I'm about to say something wrong. It doesn't make Star Wars itself bad. No, that was the sequels and the prequels. If you're the one who's not going out, you're the problem, not the videos. He also said that right-wing videos, it's just too easy. If you go out there and you just say anti-feminist stuff and I'm guessing gay stuff, because he thinks that that's a big thing with conservatives. If you just go out there and say anti-left-wing stuff, you'll get a channel and people will watch. That's not true. There's a ton of channels who've tried it and failed. Now, if you go back, say, 2 years, it was a good time to be able to make your entrance into the genre and have a decent chance. But especially right now, man, you say the wrong fucking thing, you're going to get shot down quick. Jay Reynolds, thank you. So Hunter left the right like how the other Hunter left Barisma. Oh, I'm trying. What the hell word is that? Barisma. Okay. Neither of them really belonged. Well, no, I think Hunter, at least based on everything I heard, he's still pretty right. I think right now what it sounds like is he's having a crisis of not a crisis of faith, because it's a crisis of political identity, because he found out, you know what, maybe I'm too harsh on gays, maybe I'm too harsh on trans people, which maybe he was. Maybe he used to be somebody who thought, hey, I don't believe in gay marriage. And he's like, gay marriage is none of my business. Maybe he was one of those people like, trans people shouldn't have rights. And he's like, well, they're just people. And instead of just going, okay, I've changed my opinion on this, I have to disavow the right, mostly seemingly based on this. And I mean, that's something that for him to do, for him to deal with, but I'm allowed to comment on it. But yeah, he says that if you just make a channel, then they'll flock to you. Never look. Do you guys ContraPoints? ContraPoints has made what? 20 videos, 50 videos. Has one of the biggest left-wing YouTube video or platforms out there. And it's largely because they get promoted in the press. When was the last time you saw a right-wing channel of any sort promoted in the press? Now, they've talked about, like, say, Steven Crowder and how horrible he is because he made jokes about Carlos Maza. But when was the last time you saw a positive press article about a right-wing channel? Doesn't happen. When was the last time you saw Susan out there promoting Steven Crowder? That's something people should watch. She does it on a private thing for other creators. Like, this is some really good stuff. She actually talked about the actual fucking news. Who was it? ABC, I think it was. I can't remember. But the guy, no, who was it? Fuck, I can see his face. But he came out and said, YouTubers are really showing us up right now. And she's like, thank you for acknowledging that. Like, why don't you point that guy to somebody like Crowder, who does this every day from his own setup without having to go, he used to do it from home himself. Or any number one of us who know how to use a fucking microphone without getting horrific. Have you listened to some of these fuckers on national television now in their homes and the fucking echo that comes back? Oh my, it was Seth Meyer. Is that his name? Thank you. Nuts. Yeah. Late night with Seth. Their audio is horrendous. If they were on my show, I'd have to kick them off. But she didn't promote a single right-wing YouTuber ever because she won't do that. There's an audience for right-wing stuff. Of course there is. You know why? Because it's hard to find anywhere else. There was an article that was going around on Twitter the other day, and it was sent to me, and I read it, and it was about how YouTube is dominated by the right wing. And there's a lot of people who are mad about that article. They're like, no, it's not. It kind of is. It kind of is. In the way that they were talking about it. You see, the left has always had a problem with right-wing radio. And I'm gonna throw out a theory I have, and you guys let me know what you think. So right-wing radio has been around for decades now. It became really, really big with Rush, and he became the evilest man on the planet because he didn't agree with the Democrats, and he was always mean to them. And liberals tried desperately to make their own radio shows work. They even made an entire fucking radio channel called Air America that failed miserably. And they could never figure out why it didn't work. And now over here on YouTube, even with all of the hurdles against us, any of us who say anything right wing, all of the hurdles that we face, our content still does better, and it still has a more loyal audience than left-wing propaganda does. Now, the exception to that would be somebody like James Charles, if they said something leftist, or Jeffree Star, I think, is probably more apt to do it. But they're not political commentators. They may once in a while say something. The left-wing channels, they don't have the same loyal audience. There were a lot of people after the 2016 election. They were like, I'm walking away from this own the libs bullshit. It's a dying thing. And then look at what happened with Sinatra. Sinatra stayed doing his thing every day, doing his thing. And it's not the same thing. He's evolved, of course, and he's gotten better at his craft. But the content is still basically the same kind of stuff. Look at this fucking moron. Look what's going on around us, in our world, in our society, whichever one of those you guys want. And he grew very, very well. Meanwhile, people who tried to, go in other directions just mostly flopped because sin stayed at it. And there's an audience for that. There's people who want to watch that and want to hear that. There's not so much for the liberal point of view. And there's a couple of reasons for it, in my opinion. One, liberal ideas can sound good until you say them out loud. They're one of those things that they sound good until you say them out loud. your brain hears what you just said, and you're like, wait, that doesn't make sense. It might have made sense in that same brain just a moment ago, but their ideas don't make any sense. We'll just tax all the rich and take all of that money. What happens when that runs out? Shit. Something like, at least in the bread lines, you get the bread. That's the kind of stupid shit that might sound good in your head until you say it out loud. But the second part is kind of related to that. I don't think lefties do well on YouTube, and I don't think they do well on talk radio, and they do well on network television stuff because they need a laugh track to make people think that the idea is good. If you say that, watch a Colbert show without the laugh track, without the people having an applause sign telling them when to cheer like jackals, and how interesting does it sound? How smart does it sound? How smart? The liberal ideas only survive with that kind of blatant falsehood and aggressive pushing by the vast majority of our media. Meanwhile, something like talk radio, which, let's be honest, talk radio in 2020 on the AM dial, for real, that's still a thing. That's still a valid business, is for some people. I do think that the right wing has an advantage on YouTube. I think the problem right now is there's not enough voices. There's too many people either afraid to do it, who weren't actually right wing back in the anti-SJW days, or that are afraid of failure. Karamon, thank you. This is my wish. Lefties are the minority. Depending on which... I see what you're saying, and I kind of agree. But I think it's more... I don't mind lefties even being a majority. I just wish some of their dumber ideas were minority. If that makes any sense. Like the idea of #BelieveWomen. That should have been like shot down immediately. Everybody should want, no, that's fucking retarded. And instead it blew up to be a whole thing. So it's more some of their ideology rather than lefties themselves. Okay, back to Hunter. He said this. The right wing will lie. The right wing will lie to get their point across. Some will, sure. You know who else does that? A lot. A whole lot. Atheist Icon, thank you so much. I lost my job. Here's my last $2. Wow. Here's the thing. I'm not Jack. That's not going to offend me. I will spend your last $2. No, in all seriousness, one, thank you for the donation. And two, that better not be true. Nobody send me your last $2. That's not cool. But I appreciate the donation. I really do. Yeah, that's the kind of donation that would make Jack stay up at night. But for me, I'm like, I think he's joking, so I'm going to buy ramen with that. Hunter lost me when his head got all swelled. I'm pretty sure that was birth. I think that's genetic. Oh, you're meaning metaphorically. Gotcha. No, sorry, Hunter. I got a big head too, man. It's okay. That was not nice, but I do have a big head, so it's okay. Cryptic, thank you so much. I lost my job. Here's my last $2. You've given me your last $2 and $5 so many times. I feel like you're going to get more any second now. But thank you for the donation. The right wing lies, or will lie is what he said. Some of them, yeah. Some of them will. And you have every right to call them out when they do. Every right. And some people think even a responsibility. I'm not one of those people. I think you're responsible to make whatever the hell you want to make. But some people think because you make this kind of content, you're responsible to call that out. So there you go. Call it out when it happens. But if you're worried about lying, I just want to reiterate that you changed your position on LGBT trans issues because you talked to a man who said that not all trans is gender dysphoria. It's people who are uncomfortable with their bodies. I can't be the only one who noticed the inconsistency there. Oh my God. And yeah, this is the last note I had was trans is not a mental illness. It is. It is. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Now, if you're talking about your trans trenders, no. They are the emos. I almost called them emus. They are the emos of the 2010s. Actually, like 15 on. It's just, this was the trend for kids. Look how edgy I am as a boy wearing a dress. Aren't I so gay? I'm going to go bang me a woman. That shit is still pissing me off. Fuck Bosch. Oh, you guys should go here. Don't take my word for this. This is the debate from 9 months ago. He's had Hunter on at least twice that I saw. One was 9 months ago. One was 3 months ago. This is the one from 9 months ago. And but getting to this trans is not a mental illness. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. For real people, for the people that Vosh describes as not dysphoric, just not liking their bodies. If you don't like your body to a point where you would alter it surgically to get rid of a sexual characteristic, that is a mental illness. If somebody is like, I hate my hands to the point I want my hands removed, we'd go, there's something wrong with that dude. But hey, if I hate my dick to the point I need it removed, no, man, that's normal. No, it's not. No, it's not. That doesn't mean you have to treat trans people badly. It doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to try to go and get surgeries, which, by the way, don't seem to help most people. You know why? Because it's a mental fucking illness. Saying it's not a mental illness is actually pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up. And what you're doing is you're stopping the real search for answers. You're stopping the real search for answers for these people that maybe could bring them some comfort in their life. Because what we're doing now is, oh, it's normal. It's not fucking normal. It's normal. We don't need to look into it anymore. We'll just humor them. Don't worry. Only 40% of them try to kill themselves. That's no big deal. It's normal. It's fucking normal. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. You're basically telling the medical community there's no reason to look into a cure for a medical condition that makes people hate themselves to a shocking degree. That's not normal. And that's not cool. And that's not, what's the word I'm looking for? That's not enlightened. It might seem, oh, you know what? We'll just give them a hug and they'll feel better about themselves. No, you're missing the whole fucking point of what this is. You're missing the whole fucking point of what this is. This isn't, I'm sad today. This is, I hate my dick. And then they cut it off and like, I still hate myself. The number of suicide attempts, both pre and post-op, is around 40%. One of them is like 41 and the other is like 43. So the idea of that humoring them, it doesn't solve the problem. A lot of them can find some comfort living as the other sex, and good for them. I don't begrudge them any of that. When it comes to the whole bathroom bullshit, I don't care about any of that either. I do in schools. Sorry, in schools, separate the boys from the girls. And that's on gender. Sorry, we're not allowed to say gender anymore because gender, look, that is a different thing than sex. Well, now it is. It didn't used to be. It is now because we need it to be, because that makes it convenient to say that, yeah, people just express themselves differently. I think when it comes to kids and bathrooms in school, that should be based on sex. Once you get into the real world, once you're an adult, if you look like a woman and go into the women's bathroom, nobody's going to pay any attention. Nobody's going to care. The only reason this becomes an issue is if you look like me and try walking into a woman's bathroom. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm a chick. Ain't nobody going to believe that. They'll be like, call the police now, as they should. As they should. But unless you're looking up women's dresses as they pee, or you notice she's standing in the, her feet are facing the wrong way and you hear water, how would you even fucking know? How would you even know? Yeah. Wheel into a woman's bathroom. What? I'm not in a wheelchair. So if a trans kills themselves, do they statistically count towards their assigned gender to the gender born with? That's an interesting question. I don't know. You know what? That is a really good question. I don't know how that's counted. Anyway, this is what changed Hunter's mind, basically, was his conversation with Vosh. And judging by the first couple of minutes of that fucking debate, Hunter, homie, we need to sit down and talk. We need to sit down and talk. Because look, you don't have to abandon everything because you've changed your mind on something. And you don't need to keep your mind solidly in place, because he does talk about this too. Like, what should I have done? Just been like, no, I'm right wing, I'm staying here. No, you should never do that. You should never do that. I am 40, I'll be 45 here real soon. And I still question my beliefs all the time. You know why? Because I don't want to be an idiot. I'm opposed to myself. Look, if I say words wrong, that's different. If my ideas are sound, I'm okay. Cryptic, thank you. Women standing to pee. Now that's a streaming topic. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? I'm glad to see you got more money, sir. I'm guessing your government check came in since the last super chat. Because you're an American monk. What was that in reference to, Michael? Or were you talking about because I question? I don't sit there and just blindly accept my own beliefs. I question them constantly. Mike Downey, thank you. We need bullying back in schools, for fuck's sake. I don't know about that. I think we don't need kids getting beat up. I don't know if you guys have heard the stories, and I'm not talking out of school. He talked about it on stream. But the stories of Jack being bullied as a kid. When I hear those, I get enraged. We're both 20 years plus beyond high school, and I want to go back and find the kids who did it to him and beat them up, because I don't like a bully. But I do think we need to bring back ridicule, because there's an important lesson there. There's, sticks and stones applies when people aren't getting beat up. So there's an important lesson there about getting a thicker skin and learning to deal with life better. Because, when I hear Jack's stories, I shudder for the details. Oh, John, man, when he first told the story, I was devastated listening to that. Seriously, I wanted to fuck somebody up. Don't hurt kids, even if it's an adult telling me a story about when they were a kid. But yeah, so peer pressure versus bullying, not even necessarily peer pressure. Just some ribbing. I've told you guys, my name is Francis. And for a while, I lived in a poor black neighborhood. A white boy named Francis. And everybody knew it because on the first day of fucking school, the teachers read off your birth name. And one of them said, oh, my name's Francis too. And that was a female teacher. Believe me, I got tons of ridicule. And I learned to deal with it. I think that there can be, I think some of that is healthy for kids. I think one of the problems we have with kids right now is that we do treat them too soft. And you guys have heard this before. I think one of the biggest mistakes we've made when raising kids is changing the definition of bullying. Changing the definition of bullying to be anybody saying anything bad about you. That's not bullying. That's not bullying. That's Francis used to be a popular name, though. Not in my lifetime. Not in my lifetime. Some ridicule, some questioning, some humor pointing at you. All of this stuff is good for you. It's good for you. It helps you build a thicker skin. And we have such soft people these days. We have such soft people that Vosh is actually looked at as some kind of man. Faithless says valid criticism is now bullying. Yeah. Do you guys remember Zuby got kicked off of Twitter for saying, okay, dude, to a trans chick? That's funny. That's nothing that trans person needed protected from. For fuck's sake. Laugh at it and move on. If you're the kind of trans person that would be upset by that, you really need a hobby. I had lots of patients named Francis, all over 50. Yeah, I'm not 50 yet, B. Not 50 yet. Cryptic, thank you. This is $2 from my last welfare check. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you for... Does this make me your government cheese? I'm now government sponsored, you guys. Sponsored by the United States government through Cryptic. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so I caught up on that today, and I was like, wow. I think a lot of people who... Oh, real quick, RVA Dar, thank you. I tried to lose my job, but it keeps finding me. I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. I caught up on that one. I think a lot of people, when they saw Hunter's video, I don't know if you guys actually watched it, but I don't necessarily disagree with most of what he says in there. And I wish him well. I really do. Maybe this will open him up. Maybe this will make him a better content creator. Maybe this will make him somebody who's not just right wing. Trust me, it's okay to have criticism go from you're just a Trump supporter to why do you support Nancy Pelosi? I've been accused of that. Why are you a communist? I'm like, what the hell are you? Me? But yeah, I've run the gamut because of different opinions I have. I don't toe the party line on anything. Trust me, Hunter, it's fun. Just don't just start accepting the other side blindly. Take whatever it is you think you learned from the Vosh thing, where you critically thought about this. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not positive you critically thought about this. But take those and apply it to everything now. Cult of Krill says, everyone I work with is working from home except me. Why is that? And Luke Skywalker said, someone called you a commie? Did they watch you? I forgot what video it was. There was a video where I got called that, and there's been a couple of Twitter comments where I've got called that. And yep, Lindsay, I've been called a snowflake a few times, a lefty snowflake. And because I've also often been called a fence sitter. You're a fence sitter. Fuck you. Take that fence and jab it right up your ass. The other one that I caught up on was the iDub stuff. Because when this came out, and all I cared about, because the only real question was, to me, the only question was, is it okay for his girlfriend to be putting her ass out there on, what is it? YouFan? What's it called? YouFans? YouTube? No. OnlyFans. Why do I always get that wrong? Fuck. Is it okay for her to be on OnlyFans? Does that make him a cuck or a simp? I still hold the same position that I did. I don't care. If Lady Monkey came to me like, hey, I want an OnlyFans so I can show my titties to the world, I'd be like, yeah, we're not going to do that, honey. we don't skip on that OnlyFans shit. But I don't blame other people for doing it. And I don't think that having a girlfriend who shows her titties to the world necessarily makes you a simp or a cuck. Largely because you don't understand what those words mean if you're using them in those situations. Caramon, thank you. When the hell have you sat on the fence? What the fuck? Oh, I get accused of it quite often, Caramon, because I am I am a centrist. I'm a dirty centrist. Um, some people don't understand that centrist doesn't mean that you don't have opinions. They think it means that you're wishy-washy. And there are people who call themselves centrists who are like that. Craig, Armored Skeptic is like that on some things. And you can go watch his videos, man. You'll see it yourself. Maybe not newer ones, but going back maybe a year and a half ago. What was the one he was talking about? I forget, but I think it was the Destiny Jontron debate. And he's like, well, I don't know if I agree. I mean, I can see that. It is so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Just pick one position and run with it. Pick one position and run with it. Fences are sharp. Not going to judge butt play. Look, you know how I am with my butt. We don't touch it. Did you see Anisa? And I don't know how to say her name. Anissa? iDubbbz's girlfriend got booted from Twitch for shilling her OnlyFans. Well, Pinkalo, about that. I did see that she got booted from Twitch. She claims it was for something else. When I was watching the video about her today, where I finally went and saw all of the things that she's been accused of, or at least one large video about it. And I haven't seen her page for a while. I went over there and checked it out, and she addresses that. And what did she say it was for? Holy shit, let me look. Da-da. Lisa. I got my first ever 3-day suspension on Twitch. Lesson learned. I can't watch British TV on stream. One of the scenes was a supersized versus super skinny episode I was watching showed a naked woman, and Twitch didn't like that too much. So she claims it's for that. I don't know. I'm not part of her account, but yeah, she got in trouble on Twitch. But here's some of the things against her. She kind of, sort of said that there was good that came out of the Holocaust. Kind of, sort of. Somebody asked her, is it okay to experiment on 10 children if it'll save 1,000? And she said, you're probably going to get the answer that's the opposite to what you expect. But some bad things were done in the Holocaust, horrible things. But there were medical advances that came out of it. Like, oh, no. That's true. The medical advances came out of it, but there is no way to justify those medical advances under those circumstances. You're talking about horrifically abusing people, murdering them in fucked up, horrific ways. And were there medical advances out of it? I don't know. I'm not that up on it. But if there were, let's say, for instance, that there were, doesn't justify it. Failure B said that was proven false. What was proven false? Help me out here, just so I know which part we're talking about. Her words, or that she said that, because I watched her say it. They don't discard the advances. That's the only caveat. Yeah. B Junkie says there were medical advances. Amazing what you can accomplish without ethics. That was proven false. Her words. What, did she said it or that she didn't? Because I watched the bitch say it twice, because the chick showed it in her video twice. But so there's that little bit of controversy. And I mean, in that instance, it's not like she was justifying the Holocaust. She was answering the question. I don't like that her answer was basically, yeah, that's okay. Because it is. It's what she's talking about, is not having ethics in order to achieve your goal. Next up was the what was it? Copying art. I don't know. I don't check out her art. A couple of pictures were shown, and I could actually see some differences where it looks like part of it was hand drawn. But I don't know. I don't care that much. She apparently sells some of, like, one of her main avatar or something is basically Pikachu, slightly changed and then colored purple. If you're stealing art, don't do it. If you're stealing art, don't. That's not cool. Next up was oh fuck, I don't even remember. It's a bunch of shit I don't care about. That turns out to be the problem. She may be a very horribly shitty person, but the only reason all this came up was because of the OnlyFans thing. And again, I don't really give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if she's showing off her titties for money. Good for her. Good for her. I'm very pro positive sex work. I don't want my daughter or my wife doing it, or any of my granddaughters, but it's fine for people who do. I mean, that's your life. Make your decisions. Sharon says, I have zero respect for art thieves. I'm with you, but I mean, what was presented there, I can't make a judgment. How about that? I can't make a judgment. I did not have enough information to make a judgment. That's as best I can say. Faithless says, my avatar is a picture I found online. Am I stealing? That's different. That's different. This is represent. Well, are you selling it? If she takes a picture of Pikachu and uses that as her avatar for a while, and then sells that, that would definitely no. If you take a picture of Pikachu and color him purple and change his ears a little bit, that's a little different, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would have to see far more examples of her art to be able to make my own decision there. That's not fence sitting, guys. That's I don't have the information. But look, oh, one of the other ones was that she tried to get in with this girly group. She's a clout chaser. All right. Possibly. I don't know. And then the other one was what was it? She was really scared of making this video, and people told her not to because iDubbbz will just tear you down. iDubbbz will just tear you down. Math Queen says, Monkey, is this like a bearing icon situation? Kind of. I would say the what was that Total Drama Island? I think that bear was much closer to Bearings Bear than I would even say this weird Pikachu looking thing is close to Pikachu. But again, I haven't seen enough of it to make a good decision. I only know what I saw on that video, and I didn't go looking much deeper. Andrew Joyner, thank you so much for the poop. I appreciate it. The poop sticker. We see this a lot of times when somebody does something big and suddenly there's a video that exposes them for everything they are. And I mean, I guess that's all right. I mean, strike while the iron's hot, right? But it does make me wonder, why did you wait until now to make the video if the only real important thing isn't the OnlyFans? And if the real important thing is the OnlyFans, then why are you talking about all the other shit? Because it's funny, in the video show, I don't care about the OnlyFans thing at all, like ever. I don't. Whatever she wants to do with her titties is fine with me. But the only reason you did this is because it was a good time to strike. I mean, and I suppose, again, strike while the iron's hot, but it just, at least have the balls to go, look, I am bringing this up because of this. It's a good time to discuss her, kind of thing. And be like, look, the OnlyFans is no big deal. This is a big deal, which she kind of did that, but doesn't acknowledge that the only reason she's doing it is because of the OnlyFans thing. Come on. What was the other one I looked into today? The whole reason I even went down that rabbit hole is because another thing going on the Twitter sphere. The same person who made that video, and I wish I could remember her name. I'll have to look it up here to tell you. There's a big thing going on in the art world of YouTube. This chick, Creep Show Art, that's who it is. She made a video about this fucking weirdo who draws some really fucked up cartoons that may or may not cross the line into child pornography area. Now, there's people like, if it's drawn, it can't be child pornography. Hey, Satsu, how you doing, my friend? But according to U.S. law, a depiction of graphical sex between children or graphical sex with a child is illegal. There's the Defense Act that people have been prosecuted for it. And there's this Australian chick who made a counter video. Look, I'm going to law school, so I know how US law works, even though I am from Australia. And it's really fucking funny how much she gets wrong in her video. And everybody's supporting the creep, not the person who made the video, but the creep who made the art. They're all loving this video. And it's like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't understand US law. Michael says, so Japan is now illegal. There is art that if you buy from Japan, certain manga and stuff, you can be arrested for. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And if it has graphic depictions of kids engaging in any kind of sex, yep. But you know what? Let me find that video so you guys can go watch it yourself. I don't want to get into it too much here because there's a lot of crap to it. But it's an interesting one for the drama side of things if you like drama like I do. And it's interesting because there's a lot of people that are upset that what does she call herself? Aggie? Aggie. This Aggie person makes this really despicable art. Fucking nasty stuff. Which I didn't see myself, but I've been told includes child incest. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't see that one myself. I've been told. But I did see enough that is like, oh, that's like a little girl being peed on in a sexual manner. Like, that's not cool. That's not cool. And like, why are you guys trying to cancel her? And then it came out, this Aggie person, you're only doing this to me because I'm trans. Like, no. Has nothing to do with you being trans. This has to do with you being fucking weird and nasty. And the stuff that you're drawing being borderline illegal. It's not for me to say. It's something that if you do believe that it's child porn, you should probably report to the FBI. Thank you, Gunsky, with the vomit emoji. Yeah. I look at this art and it's been explained. Look, it's just them dealing with their traumatic childhood. That ain't it, homie. That ain't it. And I didn't even know you were trans when I first saw this shit. I didn't see that until later. Because of course, yeah, that's all it is. It's only because they're trans. It's not because they're depicting little girls being peed on in a sexual manner. That's how you deal with childhood trauma. You draw children being peed on. Anyway, fuck. It's just so weird. The internet today, man. This is why I don't go back and look shit up. Just like, fuck it. I'm not even going to bother with that. I end up falling down these rabbit holes of what the fuck? Yeah. Anyhow, how was your day, guys? How was your fucking day? Lady Monkey will get off. I'm going to try to take this. Satsu, if you want to hang out, let me know. But be trying to take this for another 45 minutes-ish because that's when Lady Monkey will get off work and we'll go do the family thing. I'll have to jump on my Animal Crossing. I haven't been on there today. I got to go talk to all the people on my island. A new person moved in, so I need to go meet them. How's anyone getting peed on looked at as sexual? I'm not sure, Zombie Teddy. I'm not into the whole water sports thing. Even though our sexual organs are where we do that, I don't believe those things go together. But that's just me. That's just me. There's other people out there who disagree, who find a whole bunch of this stuff sexual. Now, the other thing, we got to turn towards news, you guys. We got to turn towards news. Catherine's got to go practice her violin. Have fun. Have fun. Chris Cuomo says his coronavirus battle made him realize his CNN show is not worthy of his time. Now, the greatest thing about this is his reasoning. His reasoning is fucking amazing. And, let's just read it. Where is it? I don't want to spend my time doing things that I don't think are valuable enough to me personally. Like what? Well, I don't like what I do professionally, I've decided. He said this on his Sirius XM radio show. Sirius XM, have me on, man. I promise you I'm more entertaining than that prick. Anyway, he says, I don't think it's worth my time. The CNN star rattled off a long list of grievances about his on-air gig. He said he doesn't like value indulging irrationality, hyper-partisanship, or trafficking in things that I think are ridiculous. He also said he doesn't want to spend time talking to either Democrats or Republicans who are spouting things they don't mean. And he said he's done analyzing President Trump, who he said is, quote, full of shit by design. Now, all of this makes it sound like, wow, he sat there and had this deep thought and realized, it's all meaningless, that he's just helping perpetuate bullshit. Hold on. Cuomo, who ended up in headlines last year after confronting a man who called him Fredo, an insult against Italians. That's what this actually is, an insult. It's actually an insult against anybody who has other brothers. The first time I ever heard it used as an insult was by Bill Maher insulting Teddy Kennedy, who was Irish. He's dead now, but who was Irish, not Italian at all. Anyway, who was called Fredo, also recounted a story about a loser biker who heckled him on Easter for being outside of his home with his family despite being diagnosed with coronavirus. Cuomo, he said he felt his celebrity left him, quote, in an almost powerless position, end quote, during the confrontation. And he wished he could tell his critics to go to hell. So here's what happened. Cuomo's outside on Easter with his family, and some jackass pulls up and starts yelling at him like, dude, you should be quarantined. Why are you with your family on Easter? You shouldn't be outside. You should be inside. Quarantine, motherfucker. And Chris just wished he could have told that guy to go to hell. Here's the thing. If we go back to the incident where somebody called him Fredo, if Juice Boy there would have just been like, go fuck yourself and walked away, that would have been the end of it. That would have been the end of it. It wouldn't have made national headlines all over. But because the guy called him Fredo, Chris wanted to kick his ass and threatened to throw him down a flight of stairs. Fredo, if you think that's how you're going to be allowed to act once you're no longer on CNN, you're wrong. That's how you'll end up in jail. Be like, look, if I wasn't on CNN, I could have thrown him down them flight of stairs. No, wrong. Hey, Pat, how you doing, my friend? And no, not Fredo. Fredo, as in the third and dumb Godfather child. Son, because there were more children. Hey, Bloodwing, how's it going? Let's see. Chris, your show is pointless nonsense, and I am glad that he was at least honest enough to include that the Democrats just the way he said it. There's actually two different versions of what he said. I'm going to go to the other article because it actually has the quotes better. Yes. Where the fuck is it? I know it was in here because I read it. It also has more about, I want to be able to tell you to go to hell, to shut your mouth. I don't get that. I don't get that doing what I do for a living. Me being able to tell you to shut your mouth or I will do you the way you guys do each other. Like, what? Speaking about his job on primetime says, he doesn't want to traffic in things that are ridiculous. These include, quote, talking to Democrats about things I don't really believe they mean. That's fair enough. I mean, it shows his partisanship. He wants the Democrats to believe their nonsense. And talking to Republicans about them parroting things they feel they have to say. So that neither one of them really believe what they say. They're just saying because they have to, which is fine. I mean, you're right there, Chris. That is what they're doing. That is what they're doing. Jack, my friend, how you doing?
Doing okay. How you doing?
I'm not too bad. We're just talking about Chris Cuomo saying that his job is meaningless.
It is.
It is. But as you read the story, I want to hear the actual audio because this came from his Sirius XM channel. And I'd love to hear the whole audio clip of it. But it really comes off more, instead of him talking about, how meaningless his job is. Because I just read a quote, Jack, about it, where he's saying that he's tired of talking to Democrats who don't mean what they say and Republicans who are just parroting things they think they have to say. And that's cool. I respect that. That sounds like he actually has been paying attention to what's been going on. But if you read further and listen to the rest of the stuff he says, it pretty much boils down to him not being able to fight people who make fun of him in public. Seriously.
He's a little too old for that shit.
Well, they point back, and he did this in the radio thing, points back to the guy who called him Fredo. And again, if you guys don't remember that video, he threatened to throw that guy down a flight of stairs. He was threatening to kick his ass because he called him Fredo. And in this, Jack, he says, I can't tell people to go to hell. You could have told that kid to go to hell. Keep walking, go to hell, and keep walking. No video. No viral video for you there. What Chris Cuomo tells me to go to hell. So you were being a dick to him. And he was being a dick to him, even if it's funny. He was being a dick to him. But then apparently, Jack, on Easter, some biker pulled up to his house because Chris was outside with his family. Chris was positive for, I was going to say the HIV, but that's not what it is.
COVID.
Oh, shit. Now we've said it. You said it, but I said it earlier.
My bad. Are we trying not to say it?
I'm trying not to say it today. I'm doing a test.
Oh.
To see if that keeps me out of Twitter jail.
Let's call it General So's flu.
I've been calling it the Voldemort disease. If we're not allowed to say it, Voldemort is a good.
And they do love their Harry Potter.
Yeah, and it's a fitting one. So, I mean, I don't know what else to call it. But, so yeah, he's got that, and he's outside with his family, his wife and his children, having this disease when he should be inside quarantined.
Wait, he's out playing with his kids, and he's infected, right?
Now, yeah, and I don't know how close he came to them or anything. So he says he was following social distancing. I don't fucking know. But somebody pulled up next to his house, some biker apparently, and told him he should get his ass back in the house and back into quarantine.
He should.
And he's like, I wish I could have told that guy to go to hell. You could have.
Yeah, and then the guy probably would have beat the hell out of you, but
he wasn't gonna touch him. He's got corona. Oh, he's got the Voldemort.
It's hard not to say it.
I know. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. He's got the corona, for fuck's sake. He's not gonna. You could have said whatever you wanted to him. That guy wasn't coming within 6 feet of you, literally.
Yeah.
Pinkalo, thank you so much. Just call it the Red Stripe.
It's an overpriced cheap beer.
Yeah. Well, Corona. Anyway,
well, real fast, let me grab some Streamlabs here. Bearcock 13 hours ago hit me up with a donation while I was offline, and he said, Monkey's late for Zone Stream again.
I'm never late for my stream.
It can't start until you're here. And then Cryptic just hit me up. Thank you for the donation. I was thinking the children at the local orphanage have been quarantined for a month. They might need this for food or toys, but you have priority. Thank you, Cryptic.
Well, you have squirrels, and that's worse. Tall person, thank you. Something is wrong. The stream keeps crashing on me. I will have to watch later. Oh, and that was 20 minutes ago. I'm so sorry that I'm not getting notifications for this again. God bless. Thank you for the donation. I'm sorry. It's probably because I alluded to the Voldemort disease. But anyway, so Chris, he also he's kind of set up a defense for this already. That he's getting the corona brain. It's making him very angry.
Yeah, that's what's making him angry.
Yeah, it's not those vitamins that makes his neck bulge out and be whiter than his head.
Yeah, or the fact that he just now realized how meaningless his job is, and probably his life feels empty and shallow because that usually goes along with finding out your job's meaningless.
Well, when he's talking about being, let's see, where's it going to be? I read so many different pieces about this today. I'm trying to make sure I find the one. I'm basically being perceived as successful in a system that I don't value. I'm seen as being good at being on TV. No, you're not. And advocating for different positions, but I don't know if I value those things. Certainly not as much as I value being able to live my life on my own terms. See, if I can't beat up kids for calling me Fredo, then talking about Donald Trump just isn't worth it.
I think that's actually a symptom of what's really going on. See, a lot of people, when they're really busy, they don't take time to analyze themselves or what they're doing. And he's had time off. So unlike people like us that are isolated a lot and on our own a lot, he's not like that. He's around people all the time, constantly doing stuff. He probably has never been introspective in the last 20 years. And now he's got all this time on his hands to think. And he's starting to second guess everything.
Bloodwing says, in the day after dissing his job, he announces he just signed a new contract. Maybe this was a contract thing.
It might be. He might be trying to get out of it, too.
He might have been wanting a bigger one. He is the biggest draw on CNN.
How sad is that?
I know, right? Which is like being the, least infected at the free clinic. You're on CNN. Nobody people think I'm good at TV. We really don't.
No, nobody thinks that. Maybe his mom does.
His brother seems to.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. But he might be just being nice because he's his brother.
Well, plus there's that free press. His brother's a politician. Free press never hurts.
That's true.
Chris Cuomo once said that he would never interview his brother on his show because that would be a conflict of interest.
Didn't he do that like a week ago?
He's done it several times. It actually became a hit for them on the show, having the two of them talk together.
Weird.
It's almost like he has no principles. The first time you're going to have him on, Chris Cuomo clarifies he's happy at CNN. I never meant it. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. It was sent to me by Massive Dynamic. Thank you. This is Kyle who says, Monkey just made me laugh out loud, and now people are looking at me strangely. I've been told I do that to people. So what you do instead of headphones, get one of those portable Bluetooth speakers and listen to me that way. It'll be great for your reputation, and you won't ever get arrested for it, I promise.
I think that's terrible advice.
It is absolutely bad advice. Do not take advice from Monkey when he's being a straight up jackass. Anyway, he says, I never meant it. Let's see. The day after saying blah, blah, blah. It's not true. I never said it. I never meant it. Back up. I never said it. You can say you never meant it, but I never said it. I feel like that's provably false. This is why you're bad at your job, man. I've never been in a better position professionally than I am right now, he told viewers. They've been so good. They've been so supportive of me in ways that I've never imagined. I've never had a group of people professionally care about me the way they do, or the way that they have shown. I'll never be able to repay them, but I'll try hard to do so. I've never been more grateful, and I've never been on a better team.
Is this a love letter to Don Lemon?
Maybe. I love where I am. Oh, no. Did I read? Oh, yeah. I love the position I've been given, and I love who I'm doing it with. Those are all that matters. Those are all that matters of fact for me. No place has ever been better to me. No place has ever given me the opportunities that CNN President Jeff Zucker has. It's frustrating to do this job in an environment where people are not interested and open. It's hard to practice journalism when people are so intent on believing what they want to believe for political advantage. It makes you question, is it worth the effort? Can I make a difference? Can I personally make a difference? Is the way I'm doing this working? I love where I... See, Chris, that's not your job. You're a journalist. Your job isn't to make a difference. It's to tell the stories of what's going on. Maybe if you tried that. Instead of having your own objective, try actually just being the host.
That sounds Suspicious. Like, what's he getting out of it then?
Cuomo criticized both the Post and CBS News for covering his comments yesterday and predicted that media outlets would not cover his comments on Tuesday. Nobody will pick up what I'm saying now because it doesn't fuel anything negative and provocative, so they won't pick it up, which will be making my point. The only thing that matters is, did you say that? Did you say that? Because if you didn't, then I was wrong and I apologize. But they said this was on Sirius XM, so I'm imagining there's audio of it somewhere. And did you notice in that part he never addressed wanting to be able to, hit people?
Well, you don't just come out and say it,
I mean, I'm sorry, tell people to go to hell. That's what he wanted to tell them.
He still wants to tell them that.
Oh, he does. But CNN threw him a fat paycheck, and he's like, all right, I'll still do it. CNN, seriously, y'all can't find a pretty chick to do his job? She can do it the exact same way. You'll get better ratings because, I mean, other than being a vitamin infused meathead, what does he bring? I mean, his brother is the governor of New York, but otherwise, what does he bring to the table? I'm curious. Sorry, I had to blow my nose again there. This sinuses, man. We had fucking snow again.
I know. It's crazy.
I'm tired of this shit. Just pick even if it stays at this fucking weather, leave it so that my sinuses will just stop. He brings Fredo energy. Well, yeah, he does.
Super Fredo energy.
The Fredo energy.
It's like the super male vitality, but with Fredo, so it's kind of dumb.
Oh my god. He tests well with middle-aged cat ladies, probably, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And Don Lemon.
And Don loves him. Don really wants to love him. Purple Pill says, we had 70-mile-an-hour winds yesterday. I'd rather the snow. Not me, man. If you live in an environment like me and Jack live in, where the weather changes so drastically in a few hours or even a day or two, it's hell on sinuses, man.
Yeah. The wind sucks because, I guess Louisiana and Arkansas and a couple of those other states got hammered really hard with tornadoes recently.
Yeah, that was the other day. Right as we were getting off the stream, we saw that news.
Did you see the clip of the guy that built his own, safe room? And that's all that was left of his house?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was crazy. The footage from that was nuts. I'll see if I can find it real quick.
What did he build it out of?
Cinder blocks.
Yeah, smart man.
Yeah. Well, he lives in the tornado alley. So
Tornado alley. Yeah. I don't think anybody deserves to have their house torn down, but when you live in a place called Tornado Alley, can you really be surprised when it happens? I would build my house out of a school. That's where they always tell you to go. If you can get into a school, go there. It's safe. The giant cinder block buildings. Be like building your house out of sticks out there in California. It fell down when the ground shook. Wow.
Right.
Who'd have thought? Bloodwing says India's firmly in Tornado Alley. Yeah, and again, I don't wish this on anybody, but it's always, nobody saw this coming. Like, it happens every year. It's like there's a part of the United States that floods every year. Floods horribly. And you can't get insurance on your house if you live there. You have to get insurance through the government. The government will insure it because nobody else will. And they flood every fucking year. Like, move. Why do you have anything on your house below 3 feet? And you can see the different water lines on the houses. It's like, oh my God, why do you live there?
Right?
There's plenty of other land still in the U.S. We haven't run out yet. Go live in Montana for fuck's sake.
Their winters are just as bad, probably worse.
Did Hunter Avallone come out as gay? No, he came out. He's has a second child on the way with his wife. He just came out.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask: is he legitimately a lefty now?
No. He actually said that he would probably be what's considered a centrist, and that's probably what he would be considered. Caramon, thank you. Might I recommend Fludamort or Voldaflu? Those sound like weird over-the-counter medications.
Yeah, like something you'd buy from a carnival barker.
You want to buy a drug? No, he came out and he's not hardcore right anymore, is what he said. He's picked up a few left-wing ideas after arguing with Vosh. And totally getting owned, he said. And the little part of it I watched, Vosh was being Vosh. He fucking straight out lied. Jackie actually said this. Trans people, they don't necessarily have dysphoria. They just have something in them that makes them really hate their body.
No, they have dysphoria. That's the clinical.
Oh, and really hate their body based on the birth that the sex they were assigned at birth.
You're not assigned sex at birth.
Like, let's say you were. What you're still talking about is gender fucking dysphoria.
Yeah.
It's not dysphoria. It's dysphoria. Like, oh dear, fuck. Oh, that hurt my brain. I started laughing so hard I couldn't even watch anymore. Anyway, Hunter Biden is right winger. Does his dad know? Who am I kidding? Biden is known less and less by the minute. Oh, not that Hunter.
Wrong Hunter.
Hunter Avallone. But yeah, I finally went and watched his video, Jack, after people had talked about it, and I was bored when I woke up this morning. So I thought it was a good idea to go through and watch some old videos to catch up on some dramas and stuff I'd missed.
Oh.
I'm not sure it was a good idea. I'm not saying it was a bad idea. I'm just not sure it was a good idea. Let me get rid of that. I have gender dysphoria, no joke. Well, it's not a joke if you have gender dysphoria. Why would anyone name their kid Hunter anyway? It became a big thing when we were kids.
Yeah, I never understood it. But people do whatever they want. They don't listen to me.
Never be bored, Monkey. It's a bad idea. When Monkey gets bored, weird things can happen. This was actually one of my more responsible bored situations. I didn't just go fucking with people on Twitter or something. I was like, okay, I'm going to go watch some stuff. I'm going to go catch up. I did see last night, Jeremy from the Quartering released a video.
Oh, yeah.
He got 4 strikes.
Wow.
4 fucking strikes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What do you do? Talk about Monday and Ethan Van Sciver?
No. These were all just about Susie Liu. This bitch is trying to get herself made hated.
Apparently, I've been my Twitter feed, which I have absolutely no interest in this, still has this bitch's name popping up all over the place. I have no idea who she is other than she watches cartoons.
Zach says, damn, Cog got a strike today. Was it on a Susie video? I'm very curious because there's lots of strikes going around right now. But he got 4 strikes. And what was the... Oh, it was for not having... That the video needed closed captioning.
What?
I didn't even know that was a strike.
I don't think that is it?
Apparently. Yeah, you can't say anything about this chick. And guys, in all seriousness, if you have a channel, do not mention how big you think her forehead is. Because that seems to be the one that YouTube is really going after. If you think it's funny, if you think it's true, whatever it is, don't make those jokes. I know you want to, but don't make those jokes because that seems to be the one that's getting people in the most trouble. Now, Jeremy, as far as I know, didn't do any of that. He's very milquetoast and doesn't do that kind of thing. but he has a large enough channel and he's been going after her for the shit she's been doing. So he's getting, pulled into it too.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, you go after something like closed captioning rather than content. Community strike. P-Dog, I'm not reading that sentence.
It's not Ellen Page bad or anything.
It's actually not that bad, but people have hit her for that. And the other thing is her teeth. Do not make fun of her teeth. And YouTube, I'm not making fun of either. I'm trying to help you guys here, so you don't have to moderate so much. Actually, y'all need to calm the fuck down. If they think she has a big forehead, who cares? Roto, thank you so much. He says, just for the record, I'd still hit it. I mean, she's cute enough to hit. Oh, wait, back move. Oof. There's a sound clip. When we say hit, we mean have sex with. I don't want to punch her in the eye or something. Cog says he wasn't talking about her. And somebody else said something about him. Was he showing anime? Was he doing what she did? Or I haven't seen his stuff in a while, so I hope it's resolved. But yeah, she's out there striking the fuck out of everybody. You know what she's done, Jack? She is completely scrubbed. Her and her boyfriend completely scrubbed their Twitter. Completely scrubbed their. He completely scrubbed his YouTube. I want to say she scrubbed some of hers, quite a bit of hers, which is probably smart because she was going to get sued.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna get sued for that shit, bitch. Seriously, you are showing other people. You're showing a Naruto. This is not just like something that was on YouTube that you're showing somebody else's content. You're showing copyrighted content with a company that probably has more lawyers than you've had boyfriends. Cryptic, she's got a big head. I'm childish. Not a big head, not like me because I got a giant head. Just the top of it, apparently.
Physicality versus ego.
Indeed. Anyway, she's out there causing all kinds of problems for people. And all she had to do was ignore it.
Well, yeah, but you know how this works with people with inflated egos and self-worth. Doesn't work that way.
Sir Wolfgang, thank you. They can scrub all they want, but the internet never forgets. Yeah, I'm sure people have evidence of it. And I'm sure that probably, I don't know who owns Naruto, but I'm sure they've been contacted by now.
Probably.
Caramon, thank you. Ricada slammed her last night. I'm waiting to see if she wants to fuck with a lawyer. He reviewed some of her content, which is copyright abuse. Oh, it's absolutely copyright abuse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's infringing all over the place. If she's just streaming shows, which is what it looks like she does.
Well, she's trying to do it like the old reaction channels used to.
Where you just go, oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's lazy.
You show the whole thing in the corner and or you show the whole thing with your face in a corner. One of the two, with your face either big or small. Either way, she does it with her face big. And with the stop it. And with the cartoon in a little box in the corner. And yeah, people have told me it's not the entire episode, but it's enough of the episode, and there's no actual fair use about it. There's no actual criticism or educational value or any of that shit. It's just her watching it and going, oh, every now and then.
Yeah, that's just, you're just lazy stealing at that point. That's not even trying.
Mm-hmm. And this is a chick who's gotten the good ads from YouTube. If the company that makes that decides to come after her, she's going to be broke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, they're probably not going to come after her unless she gets issued a cease and desist, and then they'll go after her if she ignores that. But until they actually do it, not going to really affect much. But YouTube seems to be kind of protecting her. But this is the time to do shit like that, though, and false flag other people because their staff is reduced and they can't do as many reviews.
Bloodwing, you're going to get me in trouble. He says, I heard Trump is going to use her forehead to block holes in the wall.
Or it could go the other way and knock holes in the wall.
YouTube, I disavow that statement. I only read it because it was in my chat, and I like to pay attention to my chat. Caramon, thank you so much. He says, not critical or transformative in any way at all. Exactly. It's not. She's just showing it. And you used to have a lot of channels that did this kind of shit, and they all pretty much went away. YouTube used to take care of this shit. They're like, you can't do that.
Well, she's making them money too, which means if YouTube knew about this and didn't do anything, the company could come after them too. And I think that's Bandai, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
They've got buku cash if it's Bandai.
Well, whoever it is, it's Naruto, so they got buku cash.
Yeah.
Unless they have other properties that are massively failing,
Oh, they don't. I'm sure.
Mike says, Ranting Mike has been ignoring me all stream unless I screen chat. Do you feel better now? Or sorry, super chat, not screen chat. Does Susie get simps inside YouTube? Well, there's a theory that she has to have somebody. And with her size, she's got a person that she has contact with. Over a certain size, it used to be 100,000. I don't know if they've bumped it up now. But over 100,000, you had a personal contact within YouTube that if something went wrong, you could get a hold of them. The rest of us plebes had to, run to Twitter and hope somebody paid attention. So she's got a contact. Whether or not she has somebody who's like purposefully running interference for. Here's one thing you guys do have to know. When it comes to the copyright strikes that she's put out there, you can't blame YouTube for that. And I know people are going to get mad at me. They get mad every time I say this, but this is just fact. The way the law reads, YouTube has to take down your video. And you have to issue a counterclaim. And then if she doesn't sue you, they have to put the video back up. That's how the cycle works. That's the law they have. They are the messenger in those cases. Now, this gets in. Well, what about, they know she's doing this. She's abusing the flagging system. You can't say that either because you have to be able to prove intent. And just because all of us can look here and go, of course she's doing it, doesn't mean legally you can do that. And if they take that right away from her legally, then she can sue them. You have to prove, and then they have to prove that she was doing it, knowing that she was abusing the system.
Yeah, which is why they'll send a cease and desist first. So she's on notice.
So when it comes to that, it sucks. It really does when you get hit with a copyright claim. And what you do is you counterclaim. Like, oh, really, motherfucker? Let's see how much you mean this and see if they're actually going to sue you. Because it's 10 to 14 days to prove that they've taken legal action against you. I know quite a bit about copyright, Jack.
As do I. I actually had to start a federal legal proceeding over it once.
There you go. See? There's too many people out there that blame YouTube for this. And believe me, I wish the system was better. I really do. But with the way the law is written, there's no way for it to be better. YouTube is doing it the best way they can. They facilitate all of this, and they actually do a decent job compared to other companies. So, bad comic review stream story time, please.
No,
they want to. There you go.
That would dox me. No.
So there you go. Oh, I didn't even think about that. They're trying to find your booty so they can touch it.
Well, I am very sexy.
I don't blame you for wanting to touch Jack's butt, man. I think with people like Susie and Onision likes to do that if you talk about him in videos. Anybody with judgment can look at it and go, yeah, these people are abusing the system. There's no way that they don't know this. But when it comes time to the legal parts of it, YouTube can't do that. So it sucks. It really does. YouTube platform protection should have gotten revoked as soon as they told creators how to talk about the Voldemort. Fair enough. Well, they're not taking us off the platform. Like, oh man, Jack, a couple of the recent streams have just been garbage views. And they're the ones that keep showing up in people's feeds. Do you remember the one from the other day that didn't show up for 14 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one, when it went into the quarantine, apparently they're quarantining videos about the virus.
Ironic.
Right? It came out and basically doubled the number of people who watched it. Like, it's amazing. You tell people I made something and they go watch. But they're still letting us say it. It's still on my channel. It just goes into that wonderful black hole where you can't find it immediately. Like, oh, great. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, YouTube. Now that you finally started monetizing my shit, now you're hiding it.
Well, they didn't say they were going to show it to people. They just said they'd let you put an ad on it.
Yeah, so it's still there, guys. So technically, I mean, we're allowed to say what we want to for the most part. So they still kind of have that protection. Studio Perot owns the anime. The license in NA is Viz. In North America, Viz. Is this for Naruto?
Yeah. Viz Media has the North American rights. I was just looking it up a minute ago. TX Network is a Japanese TV station. They own the rights to the cartoon, but the manga is owned by a different company. It's very complicated.
Yeah, but it's still I guarantee you their lawyers understand it. I guarantee they know what the down low is. Let's see. I just found it. Oh, wow. I'll throw this in the chat for you guys if you want to go check it out, because it's actually a video, and then there's some pictures down below of this safe room that this dude built. Wow. I guess they're glad they had that.
Yeah. There's a video from the Weather Channel that has an aerial shot from a drone, and it's literally their entire house was obliterated, and there's like the walkway for the porch and that little concrete shelter, and that is it. That's all that's left. And it's literally like a bomb went off. Everything is just blown out in all directions, like uprooted trees and everything. They are so lucky that thing held up.
Well, see, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, in these places, is it that expensive to build with cement?
I guess the cinder blocks are what people use for these, because it's apparently like a structural issue because it's above ground. So I don't know. I assume it's a housing code thing that they couldn't use cement. They had to use cinder blocks, and the cinder blocks probably are filled with cement anyway.
Sure. Well, what I'm getting at is these people who live in these tornado-prone areas, man. My house would be, like I said, I'd live in a school, man.
Yeah.
Cinder block with concrete poured in. Yeah. Is it that expensive to do that? I mean, that much more expensive than building just a regular house?
I don't know. From the sound of it, this guy installed it himself because he built his own home, apparently, if I understood the story right. So, yeah, he probably just did it up to code and maybe a little better. But it's fucking outstanding he did that, or he would be dead.
Virgil says cement will crack over the years. Even one says concrete is about $90 a yard. Yeah, I don't know. If I was building my whole house, I would build the whole house out of that shit instead of just a little room.
Well, they were probably going for a specific look, not Soviet era.
Yeah. I feel like you can make brick look okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would have an underground bunker. It would all look like a survivalist hellscape, all post-apocalypse looking with like bare metal girders and stuff like that. I'd make it look awesome. Maybe a tasteful archway with a death skull on it. But
I saw one a couple of years ago with a guy who lived in a cave.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that, but that seems a little too shaky. Like, a slight tremor, and you're going to have things cracking and falling down on you.
Mike Downey says, so like a 7 Days to Die base. That's basically what he's talking about, yes. I don't know if he's played the game to know what your reference was.
I don't know enough about the game. I've only seen you and Satsu play a few times, and it's usually just you shooting a rocket launcher at Satsu.
Oh, so you saw that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to play with explosives in that game.
I noticed.
Most houses in Ireland are concrete block built. They stand up to some severe storms. Yeah, I mean, concrete tends to do that. Anyhow, but yeah, I'm not blaming these people for what happened to them because, I mean, shit. You can have one house that stays there the whole time made out of actual sticks that never gets torn down, and next to it, a pretty sturdy built house that gets ripped down by a tornado. So, shit happens.
Yeah.
I grew up in Arkansas. Every other neighborhood or so had a storm cellar. When we lived in Chicago, everywhere did.
Yeah, they used to
the
be the
house-
standard was storm
Yeah.
cellars.
Yeah. Look, if a tornado hits here, I'm fine. I'm in a cement basement, so
yeah.
I got to be careful about the top coming off on me. Caramon, thank you. Hurricane and tornado areas must be concrete/block. The price is about 1.7 times more than stick-built, area depending. See, that's why I like our audience, Jack. All they got to do is go, you just ask them a question, and not only will they answer you, sometimes they'll answer you with a super chat.
That's what I like about the audience, because they have such a diverse backgrounds.
Yeah.
That anything we don't know, which appears to be most things, they have pretty good working knowledge of.
Yeah, and thank you for the donation there.
And speaking of donations, thank you, RVA Dar on the Streamlabs. My last $3 because the kids can afford to skip a few meals.
Oh, are they fat?
I'm going to hope they're fat, but thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I will have nightmares about your children starving.
Failure says, I'm lucky my uncle has a basement that's storm ready. Yeah, this place technically isn't. Even though I'm in the basement, the whole top of the house could come down on me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to fix that. We do get tornadoes here, but not very often. There's one that hit not far from my house actually a few years back.
I knew this dude that lived in Salem that had a really cool house that had like a storm cellar that it was on the outskirts of town, obviously, but it had a little ramp on it, like right next to the walkway, and you could slide down it. It was enough like a kid could slide down. And I was like, did you buy this from a rum runner? What do you need that for? And he's like, I don't know, but it was a cool selling point.
Fair enough. Now, if I had my way, what I would do is I would cut out the wall that I'm staring at right now and dig into it and build a little room in there for an actual shelter in case something went wrong. Because, yeah, like I said, this is a basement, but it's a walkout basement, and everything above me is stick built.
Yeah.
Tornado just suck my ass up and throw me into my neighbor's yard.
If you're going to build a panic room, make it comfortable so that everybody can sit in there, like have some chairs and some book rack or something, so you have something to do and not just sitting there being terrified.
You know what bothers me about those? And this is actually, I have a real fear of this. If you had something like that in your house, right? And say a tornado came through and destroyed everything else, like these people. If all of that debris landed on that room, they wouldn't be able to get out.
Yeah, but that's why you take like have a battery operated communication device of some sort to call for help. You know, whether it's your cell phone or a walkie-talkie, because those ones that pick up like the public bands, you can still get help on those. CB, some kind of device.
Caramon says, sorry, Jack. Slabs wants personal info. Love your content.
No worries. Thanks, Ben.
Colt Fox says, I worked as a storm chaser for a while. I quit after my first twister. Scary shit. Yeah, those ain't no joke. They look cool on TV or from a distance, but I wouldn't want to be in one. I wouldn't mind watching one, from a distance, like destroy the town I live next to. Not kill people, just destroy the town. But I don't want one in my house. I'm good. It's kind of how I feel about sex work, I wouldn't mind watching it. I don't want it in my house.
Yeah, things get all sticky.
It gets messy. I don't want to deal with that. You can't sit on the couch anymore. You got to burn it.
You can only flip the cushion so many times.
What else we got going on, Chad?
Real quick, thank you, Mike Downey, for the donation. Was going to order pizza, but neighbor's dog is fat and the children need to get used to loss in life.
Wow.
Thanks, Mike.
Damn. Ouch.
That got dark.
Mike says ham radio. I get you, because you're supposed to have some kind of source to talk to the outside world, but I'm just saying that's the part that freaks me out, because I am claustrophobic, and being entombed would drive me insane.
Well, that's why you need a big setup like an underground bunker, because then you can have 1 or 2 rooms, and it's not going to feel confining. You're going to have a little bit of space to work with, and it'll feel more natural. Plus, if you spend time in there on a regular basis, you'll feel accustomed to it, and it won't have that sense of like strangeness. It'll be familiar.
No, see, you're missing the main point for me here, though. I can be in a big room, but if I can't get out of it, that's when the claustrophobia starts in.
Oh,
so it's very much like when I went into the MRI machine.
Yeah.
If I'm just laying there and they're just doing a normal one, I'm fine. But if it's the one where they have to screw my neck to the table, it freaks me the fuck out, because I don't have a way out of there immediately.
You should see a hypnotist.
You know what? I'm just going to stay out of storms.
There's that too, but I think you should convince yourself you don't want to leave this situation.
Oh, no.
Be like, no, there's bears out there. Fuck that.
Anytime I get to a point where I cannot leave something, I feel trapped, and I start to freak out. I can calm myself down most of the time. Not in the MRI machine, because that was just too small. And they fucking screwed me to the table, Jack. Like, wait a minute. You're going to take the claustrophobic guy, screw him to a table, and slide him into a small tube?
Well, they didn't need to do that. They just wanted to.
Oh, yeah. They put me in there a lot. I think you might be right.
They're like, this would be funny.
But
let's see how bad he freaks out.
Oh, you know what? I got it. My panic room's going to need Xanax in it.
Oh, there you go.
Because when I was on the Xanax, man, I did not give a fuck about them screwing me down.
Maybe a nice big bottle of Grandpa's medicine.
I'm listening to the music, because I'll play music for you. And suddenly I hear, it's going to say my last name. Frank. Yeah. We're done. Oh.
Cool, man.
All right, well, get me out of here. I was so fucked up, man. I did not care. I think I saw Screw to the Table in the adult theater. Probably, but this was a whole different one. I found my MRIs oddly hypnotic and calming. Oh, God, I hated it.
People have weird reactions to those things, man. You never know until you go to do it.
Oh, my first one, like, get me the fuck out of here now. Because they gave me this little ball, like a little panic ball. Yeah. Well, you squeezing it lets them know that they need to bring you out. And the guy goes, it's just going to be a few minutes long. Get me out now. And like, oh, yes, sir. And they pulled me out. Yeah. Ended up getting a myelogram instead of an MRI on that one. That's an interesting test if you've never had one, Jack. They tilt your body with your head down, and then you have to tilt your head as far back up as you can, because they inject dye into your spinal cord, and the dye comes down and goes into your neck, which is where they were looking for, and then they do a quick CAT scan. The reason you have to lay like that is because if that dye gets into your brain, it can kill you.
Wow.
And I was more okay with that than being strapped to that fucking table. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, we'll do that. That's no big deal. I don't care about that.
Mr. Pussyfingers, your MRI is finished. Jesus, midnight.
That's hurtful.
I had to have a lung biopsy once, and to do that, they had to inject me with this medication and then flip me over so I was facing the floor. Mm-hmm. And I remember none of this, but they explained to me what they were going to do. And then they were going to go in through my back to my lung. And I'm glad I don't remember that. It sounds awful.
It does sound awful.
And I probably cried like a little girl the entire time.
I've only cried twice from things they did to me. One was when they sent me to the pain clinic for what I have right now. And I told them what was going on. And a lot of the pain is in my shoulders, right, Jack?
Yeah.
And especially along the shoulder blade. So he gave me 4 shots in my back, and I could not stop crying for half an hour.
Yeah, I imagine.
And that's when he's like, yeah, there's nothing we can do for you. There's just nothing we can do for you. And so when my doctor, we're going to send you back to the pain clinic. I'm like, they told me not to come back. Fuck all of you people. Then the other one was they gave me a shot in my arm once. They were checking for some nerve damage in there. And yeah, that one hurt bad. I almost punched that doctor in his face. He was very kind about it. He actually, he was so apologetic. He's like, I didn't think that was going to hurt you like that. I'm like, well, that makes 2 of us. Thank you. And so the next time I came back, he actually had me pre-take Vicodin. So that's kind of high and didn't really feel it all that much. Anyhow, welcome to the Old Fogey Show.
Like true old people we're talking about are medical issues.
Monkey, would it bother you if the MRI tech said, shh, just let it happen? A little bit. Especially if I was on the Xanax at the time. Be like, whoa, is that my zipper? I mean, that better be the chick. Oh, goodness gracious. What a day, Jack. What a day. Oh, man. No. Susie Lou. Oh, God. Okay, we got to bring this up on screen. I know you don't know this chick or care about her, Jack, but I'm fascinated by it for a couple of reasons, and it is kind of a big thing for what we do. This is the Marvel Grifter series of Susie Lou. Cryptic, thank you. God, you 2 ain't dead yet? You should be. You ain't lying, man. You don't know the half of it. But let's see. It says Susie Lou, a.k.a. Scottish Mundane Matt, a.k.a. the Forehead Flagger.
Wow. I'd be more offended by Scottish Mundane Matt than the other one.
Sure. Let's see. And then it's got some stickers on it. It says Poison E-Girl. Another one says Bullies Others. Another one says Mean Spirited. And then there's a picture of Darkside Phil. This one says makes fake reaction videos protected by YouTube insiders. I don't know who made that, but that's awesome. That's fucking amazing.
I like that it's part of the Marvel Grifter series.
I feel like I missed something. The alert went off twice. Did I miss a super chat, or was it just really late on one of them? Because there's not a Streamlabs. Got that one, or maybe somebody subscribed. If you did, hi, welcome. It also says content thief. Oh, I missed that part. Yeah, that's funny though. Massive Dynamic sent that in. Oh,
that's awesome.
I wonder if Jeremy's seen that yet. I'm sure he has. I'm sure people sent that to him immediately. And look, you guys know I'm not the hugest quartering fan, but what's happening to him because of talking about this bitch is fucked up.
Yeah.
And he did talk in his one video. I can't remember if it was his last one he talked about it or the one before, where he says, I don't know where this is headed because it seems like it's headed for mutually assured destruction. And he's not wrong. I mean, she keeps getting away with this shit. And again, we can't say for certain that she's the one who flagged his content, but it's kind of, it's hard not to believe that. And Megan, thank you for the subscription. Hope you're enjoying what you hear right now. And if you do, this happens at all hours of the day. Follow me and Jack on Twitter if you want to know when it happens. Susie Lou just filed a privacy complaint on Nicholas Diorio's video because he showed her. Oh yeah, I saw this earlier. Bitch had she filed a privacy complaint with Team YouTube because he showed her face.
What? No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Unless you're hidden behind an avatar like we are, then maybe, but
yeah, if your face is public like that, especially and you're using your real name and all that, saying your name and showing your picture, not a privacy thing at all.
No. That's ludicrous.
She has a boyfriend she claims is a lawyer and who told her all about this copyright stuff. It's amazing how many of these cunts who do this shit have a friend or a boyfriend who's a lawyer.
Is he a copyright lawyer in some states? Because laws are much different in the UK.
That's the other thing I was going to say. They seem to be lawyers who are really bad at their job.
It sound like it.
Were you on the stream with me when I talked about the fat bitch who was dropping what's your Life of Jen? I think it is.
No,
dropping copyright complaints on people.
No, I don't think I heard that.
Irate Alex did a video about it just the other day. This horribly fat bitch, disgustingly fat even. And sorry, fat people, I'm not being mean to you, but this chick is fucking disgustingly fat.
Oh, she's morbidly obese.
She made a video where she talks about how she flagged somebody for her reasons for flagging, Jack. These are the reasons she a copyright strike, mind you. Not a community strike, a copyright strike. Because it was mean and because it was obviously recorded in a bad way. I'm not making that up. Y'all can go watch. I think it's Life of Jen. If anybody in chat knows if I'm wrong, correct me there. But you can go watch Irate Alex's video on it, and if you want the full download on it. Judge Death said, didn't Lacey Green do that ages ago? Yes. Well, Lacey didn't do a privacy complaint. She did a copyright complaint based on her fucking picture, and that's why Lauren Chen is as big as she is now.
Yeah. Oh, Lauren should send her a Christmas card every year thanking her
with $1 and her picture.
A gift card for $1. It's got like, one of those where you use it. It's got like 80 cents on it from like Home Depot. Yep. You send that to her.
Merry Christmas. Thank you. But yeah, this fat bitch, she said, look, I went to a family friend who's a lawyer, and they said this is definitely a copyright violation. This is not fair use. Like, yes, it is. It absolutely is. It was a criticism video of you.
Yeah.
But it was mean. Like, there's nothing in the copyright statute that says fuck all about meanness. Nothing in the fair use guidelines or any fair use case that says fuck all about being mean. Hi, baby.
Hi.
What's up?
No, not sure. Are you being mean?
No, I'm not being mean right now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I did call somebody.
Right now?
I did just a moment ago call somebody a disgustingly fat bitch.
That's not very nice.
Yeah, but I didn't do it right now.
Hi, Jack. Hi, chat.
Hi.
Jack said hi. I did the best I could as a Jack. You're really nice to her when you say hi.
She's nice.
No, it just reminds me because there was one time I answered the phone, and I don't remember who it was, but when the phone call was done, my wife goes, I know you were talking to a woman. I was like, how do you know that? She goes, because your voice changes when you talk to women.
Yep.
And you just did it. Your voice got it's a very different sound when you say hi to Lady Monkey.
Well, that's how I talk to nice people, women, well, 50-50 on that one, and animals and children.
Do you need me to mute for a second?
No.
Okay.
I need you to be nice to people, though.
I'm nice to people.
You just admitted you were mean to somebody.
No, I didn't say I was mean. I said I had said that. You judged it as mean.
Well, I don't think it was nice. Jack, make him play nice with others.
Yeah, that's real good. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Look, I'm not mean. I'm honest. Okay, sometimes I've been mean in the past.
Look, honesty is mean.
And by past, he means like 20 minutes ago.
Failure B, thank you so much. Who says hello, Lady Monk?
Hi, Failure B. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Failure B, you are not a failure.
Well, maybe they were trying. Maybe they were a butterfly who tried to be a bee, so they were a failure bee, and they should have embraced their beautiful butterfly self. See, it sucks when I'm nice.
No, because they're a bee. They didn't become a butterfly. Is what you just said.
No, they're a butterfly who wanted to be a bee, so they failed at being a bee.
Yeah. So you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Monkey.
I get it. Okay, I'm there now.
Monkey, you should explain to her that as a ranting monkey.
So I gotta go. We can't be having that.
Go ahead, Jack.
You should explain to her that as a ranting monkey, being nice really isn't part of the job description.
He says that being a ranting monkey, being nice is not really part of the job description.
You two hang out too much.
I
Gonna have to separate the two of you.
love
No.
it. Give me Mwah.
Mute for a second.
She's not my real mom.
Cryptic, thank you so much. Monkey forcing me to give away my last $2. Thank you for your last $2 for the third time this stream.
Be nice to Cryptic.
I love Cryptic. Hang on. Jack, can you talk for a moment?
Sure. What's up, chat? Megatron has fallen. I am in command. Just like Starscream always would say. So what's up, everybody? Staying sexy out there in isolation land? Hi, Mike. Hi, Della.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Michael.
That's my youngest son saying hi. Come closer to the mic.
We're just getting everybody in here now.
Hi,
Say hi.
Cooper.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Monkey's son.
Jack says hi.
Does Jack's picture look like an octopus?
That's Galactus.
Oh. I see it as an octopus.
I guess I can see it, but I just know who Galactus is, I guess.
Welcome to my world, guys. Everybody's saying hi to you, but anyhow.
Bye, Jack. Bye, chat.
Bye.
All right.
I did not make it this way.
Well, don't talk until you get out of the room. God damn it. Did I mention I'm the least professional monkey on the internet?
Yeah, being professional is overrated. This is the internet. It's not like we have
True.
Fredo's job.
No, I actually like my job.
Yeah. You probably have more viewers right now than he does on his prime hours.
That's true. You know, actually, I looked up CNN's ratings. They've actually gone up in ratings because of the whole COVID thing.
That's why they're fear-mongering so much.
Yeah, for them hating to be covering those press conferences, they sure are making bank on it.
Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, RVA Darf, who says, bad Starscream reviews. Indeed.
Okay. Only because people are trapped at home. Well, you know, not necessarily, because they could still watch other things. There is a notion to the news cycles. Well, we saw this with MSNBC during the impeachment. Their ratings went way the fuck up, and then when the impeachment was over, they tanked.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I guess there's no outrage there anymore. So there's some notion to an audience through outrage. Well, hell, I'm not trying to be mean here, but look at the quartering.
Yeah.
Most of his content is outrage content. Be mad about this. And look, I've been the same way. Don't get me wrong. He's just been much more successful at it than I have. It's outrage content. People like to get mad. I think they do, Jack.
Oh, absolutely they do.
So yeah, they tune in to see it. And when you have, especially like with Chris and his brother, apparently that is a really good segment. I haven't watched much of any of it, but those two banter very well together, as brothers can do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cryptic, who says, look, I keep finding $2 somewhere. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you giving that to me. But yeah, outrage sells. Outrage sells. And then you have Chris, who's, got this one, they got the coronavirus going on there. Oh, you know who I saw got it today, Jack?
Who's that?
Stephanopoulos.
Really?
I saw now I didn't read the article. I saw the headline that Stephanopoulos came down with it.
Wow.
He must have stood too close to Chris.
Or Clinton.
You're getting real low, bud.
Oh,
Professor Cass, thank you. Did you see WAPO is now figuring out the Wuhan lab was the likely source of the outbreak? I tagged you in the article on the Twitter machine. I didn't, but I will check it out. It's amazing how many people are finally coming to this conclusion.
Yeah, because everybody else is a conspiracy theorist.
And it's not even conspiracy. I mean, it's a working theory. Here's how the theory goes for most of us. When you're not going full on conspiracy, working on a bioweapon kind of thing. The people at this lab were working on the bats that have this stuff. Somehow, one of them got infected by not following proper protocols. And then their dumbass went into public and spread it.
That was my theory from very early on, that they went to that market and that's how it got spread there.
Yep. Now, there's other people who believe that the bats, after being tested on, got sold there. There's people who believe that it was purposely made as a bioweapon. I don't necessarily subscribe to those. I think the one that makes sense is, we know people are looking into coronaviruses and how to fight them. That's actually a good thing, Jack.
Yeah.
And that there's just somebody got infected and went out into public, and it was accidentally released.
Yeah, it doesn't have to have been a bioweapon. It just has to be something they were working on. Yeah,
and you know what? It is a big oops, a big fuck up, and a whoops. World, we're sorry about this, and they should live up or own up to it if that's what happened.
Well, if they'd done that from the beginning, that wouldn't be this bad.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that suggestion. If somebody has a better theory, I would love to hear it. Give me a better suggestion of how a coronavirus known to be in bats, almost, is it 800, 900 kilometers away from the wet market, where we're told it started and spread, got there when those bats weren't present at that wet market. All you need said it could have been a bioweapon that was accidentally released. It could have been,
yeah,
but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be that. It could be as simple as, oops, and that's why I could never live in Georgia, man.
Yeah. Oh God, no.
The CDC is the main CDC is down there. They deal with some really nasty shit. Nope, I'm okay. I'll stay up here where there's, occasionally we got to deal with ticks. Living in the woods, man. Ticks luckily don't like me, but they like my children and my grandchildren. They really love Little Butt, man. That poor girl, she goes near woods and she gets a tick.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, we got to pull them off her every time she goes outside. But they don't like me at all. I've had one tick since we've lived here in 20 odd years.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking deer. But yeah, living in the woods comes with its own little things. But at least I don't have to worry about shit like, Ebola breaking out because some jackass at a CDC facility didn't clean themselves properly.
Yeah.
Someone's seen what they do to a dog at that market, and they made a wish on a monkey paw. I feel like that's probably not what happened.
I'm not prepared to rule anything out at this point. I'm just saying it's unlikely.
Yeah, I think the most likely scenario is that something happened at that lab accidentally.
Yes, there was either like a torn glove or somebody didn't follow a safety protocol, something like that. And that, it's China. Everything's based on lead paint anyway. So I don't know if this is a rumor that came from over there or if this is just people speculating, but there's speculation that maybe somebody got some of the blood or urine from one of these things on them and didn't clean properly, or it got in their mouth or something and they didn't take precautions. Yeah.
But again, I don't know any of that. That's just some of the theories. We're just talking theories, YouTube. Calm down. But there's nothing wrong with suggesting that they were doing valid science. And sometimes shit happens. That's not a slam, even on the Chinese, like you talk, they don't care about lead paint and stuff. True. However, this isn't a slam on them to say they were trying to do legitimate research and something went wrong. It happens.
Yeah, I'm willing to concede that's a possibility. I think they were up to no good, but that's just me.
I think with the problems they've had with coronaviruses over there, because remember, this isn't the only coronavirus. And for the record, for the people who keep saying, well, Corona-19, it's the 19th one. Is that really how it works?
Oh, it's named after the year.
Yeah. Thank you. Megan, thank you so much. Thank you for restoring my sanity. I was very disturbed by his ideas of conservatives. Oh, talking about Hunter. Yeah. Jack, I'm feeling that whole want to do a video thing.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and I have two subjects right now. That fucking retarded New York Times article I read yesterday and Hunter's video. Cryptic, thank you. China's Batman Bruce Wang got fucked up or gone and fucked up. Why you make me say things you know are going to get me in trouble? No, I don't mind. Oh fuck. No, I wouldn't say it if I was really that worried. Yeah, the Hunter thing. I mean, the way he talked about conservatives, I didn't mind most of his video, but the way he talked about him, especially that first part, which again he said he didn't mean in the comments. He said it came out wrong. What he said, Jack, is that he's leftist in that he believes black crime is because of socioeconomic reasons, not because of IQ. Like, wait a minute, what?
Nobody says that except for the racists.
Yeah. And he clarified in his comments, he said, that came out wrong. I wasn't meaning to say that all conservatives were that way. But it did make me think, was that how you used to think, though?
Yeah, and why didn't he just go back and edit that out and put it back up if that's not what he meant?
I'm rather conservative, and I think black crime rates are because of socioeconomic problems.
Yeah,
it's socioeconomic and culture. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that's exactly those two things.
Yeah. Culture plays a part in it. It really does. And to pretend it doesn't is ignoring the truth. I mean, look at the number of black children who grew up without a dad now.
Yeah.
When I first saw that number, I thought it was a fucking joke. It's 70-some% of black households don't have a dad in them. 70-some%. Yeah, I want to even say it's like 78. I might be a little wrong on that. But let's say just to round 75. 75% of homes with no dad. You don't think that has a impact?
Yeah,
you don't think
if mom has to work all the time or there's a bunch of other kids.
That not good. It's not good. Keeper Dam says I think it's 73% right now. I know. It's horrible.
That's an insane number.
And that's something that we need to work for. But if you say something like, hey, we need to fix this, like, are you racist? No.
I think part of the problem is that society at large kind of gives single parent households this weird, like, moral authority. Like, oh, look how stunning and brave you are for this. And that they reward them with lots of extra programs. They don't encourage people to get married and stay married.
No, when it comes to that kind of thing, it's actually, these are the real heroes out there. And look, single moms and single dads, single parents. I wouldn't want to be you.
Oh God, no.
That's raising children's hard with two of us going at it. But to do it alone, yeah. But it also shouldn't be something that we what's the word I'm looking for? Celebrate. Yes, indeed. It shouldn't be something that's celebrated. I wonder, out of that percent, how much is it the mom doesn't know who the dad is? Well, I honestly couldn't answer that question, but this is something Thomas Sowell talks about this a lot. And if you don't know who Thomas Sowell is, go read Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell is one of my favorite writers. He's a columnist for the New York Times, I think it is.
Something like that.
Follow him on Twitter. He's an incredibly smart man. He says a lot of things to get him called an Uncle Tom because he speaks truth. But yeah, the idea that this has happened is alarming because if you go back just a couple of decades, it was something like 15%. And then I think it's like if you go back to the 70s or 80s, I can't remember which one. It's down to the teens, and then we are in 2020 and it's 70, and that's okay. And nobody's like, you guys need to control your dick. If you ain't ready to be a dad, don't be a dad. Because it's not good for kids. And that's not to say kids can't turn out fine in a single parent. I understand that. I'm not saying single parents can't raise good kids. Tons of them do it all the time.
Yeah,
but when you mix that,
if there's a cultural acceptance of low standards and things like that, then you have other problems compounding that.
When you mix that with socioeconomic problems, you have a young kid out there with no dad, and he's out on the street all the time because mom is working her fingers to the bone just to get a little bit of food for the kid, and he's got no guidance in his life. And what culture is telling him is that acting white, which by that means getting a job and apparently taking care of kids, and that's not me saying it, that's what acting white is seen as. Then you're raising a whole generation of, well, horrible things happening. There's so many of these kids who they're good and they don't do all the bad shit and stuff. Because we look at black crime statistics, if you look at it versus the entire population of black people aren't like. This is why the IQ thing never makes sense. Never makes sense, because the vast majority of black people aren't out there committing crime. But it does put them at such a disadvantage, man. You're perpetuating the cycle of socioeconomic despair.
Yeah, and you have to recognize that if you have a parent that's uneducated and young when they have a kid, the kid is more likely to end up in that cycle. And you have to break out of that and encourage your kids to work hard, get an honest job, and persevere that way rather than go into crime or just give up and expect nothing. No, you have to try.
My cousin had a single mom and he turned out fine. Yeah, there's a lot of kids with single parents turn out fine. But it's a combination of all these things. The majority of black people in the country live in urban centers. They live in cities in these, they live in fucking ghettos. We don't call them ghettos anymore. What do we call them now? Distressed housing? Distressed public housing?
Something that sounds just as bad.
Yeah. And they're in a cycle that is being perpetuated. And we're not out there going, hey, guys, take care of your fucking kids. Stop having kids if you can't take care of them. Because we're not allowed to tell people that. Don't tell people that.
Be responsible.
Inner city, yeah, that's what it is. I'm sorry, inner city. That's what we call them now. Yeah. This is where we hide the black people. Don't go there at night. But yeah, I because I believe it's socioeconomic, not because of IQ. You don't have to believe it's IQ to be fucking right wing. You just have to believe that the difference in solving it is not just throwing money at them.
Yeah, that never solved anything.
Caroline, thank you. Children raising children is bad. Changed my mind. It can work out, but no, it's not something we should be doing. But it depends on what you by the children raising children thing. Me and my wife, we had our first child. I was 17.
Yeah, and it was hard, wasn't it?
Hard as fuck, man. Yeah, it would have been much easier to just disappear and send a check every, 6 years or something. But I'm not a douchebag, so I couldn't do that. Anyhow, the other thing, there's a lot of things that Hunter said in that video about conservatives that would just, they struck me wrong. Like, you're kind of going a little too Vosh there. Hunter's going to have a fucking man bun soon.
Oh, God, that'd be hilarious and horrific at the same time.
Shaved on the head, on the side, but got a man bun. Like, oh, dear Christ.
Drinking a latte while filming a video.
Like, you were born with a fedora on, weren't you? You were born in skinny jeans. Monk never went out for cigarettes. No, I didn't. I love my kids, man. Y'all should debate Vosh then. Vosh doesn't debate.
I don't even really know who that is. And I don't really care.
Jack, just do this real quick. Look him up on YouTube. Just look up Vosh. It's Vaush.
Is this the guy that sits in his kitchen?
I don't think he's in. I don't know if he's in his kitchen. James Colley says, "May I ask a legitimate question?" Of course, you may. I take both sarcastic and real questions around here. But as for debating Vosh, I mean, I already did. I debated Tonka. He's just left-wing Tonka. So, Caramon, hey, when you get into Hunter's video, he. Caramon, thank you for the donation. If I make that video, it probably won't be. If I make a video, I won't start it until tomorrow. So don't get your hopes up for one really soon. There's no point in debating Vosh. You just spurgs. Exactly. And this is what I've told you guys before about the left wing, man. All you have to do is kind of look manly at all, and they will flock to you because they don't know what that is. They're like, this is so strange, and I like it, and I don't know why. Because you have somebody with male features who's acting kind of manly, and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. If you and Lady Monkey had not had children, would y'all have still stayed together? Yeah. I wouldn't have married her if I didn't want to stay with her. And one of the things we said at the very beginning is this is for life. And it wasn't because of the kids, but I mean, marriage was commit. This is us. And something about Lady Monkey, man, just from the very beginning, I was hooked on that girl. Political insults are the lowest IQ. I mean, sometimes they can be fun, but they get kind of repetitive. People pick them up. I find them to be rather simple. So, I mean, depends on the one.
He has a lot of clickbait titles, and it looks very like milk toast as far as his takes go.
Oh, just look at that head, though, is all I'm talking about.
He's not what I would call an attractive man.
He's yeah. But yeah, when it comes to like the political insults, that's why Obama and that kind of stuff, I never use those because it's like, that's okay, that was cute. And then I move on, and then people will hang on to it forever. I'm like,
yeah,
oh.
He seems to really like Ben Shapiro quite a bit.
He's trying to make a name for himself. Which is fine, man. Do your thing. Get out there and fight the man. With your little man bun. Oh, that thing is so bad. So bad. Get rid of that thing. You look like a dork.
Yeah, he looks very silly.
Star Saber says, how long is Drumpfeld on? I know, and I've never understood that one. I mean, if you're going to do that, you go with T Rump.
Yeah, at least that's funny.
Yeah, I don't even know. Drump just sounds like me mispronouncing something. Yeah. Anyway.
It does.
Oh, Jack, we're at 2.5 hours. I was only going to go an hour and 45. My bad. I can't stop talking. I have a problem, Jack.
A problem or a solution?
Well, I have a solution to my problem. With streaming is my solution, but my problem is I can't shut the hell up.
Nah, whatever.
I once offered a guy $50 to let me light his man bun on fire. He declined, and I was asked to leave. Stop it. That doesn't even look good on the Japanese people that you're trying to emulate. Stop it.
It looks silly.
Scribe is drunk streaming on his non-author Dark channel. Cool. I wish him luck with it. Roosh V and Vosh, I can't remember which is which. Oh, it's easy to remember. Roosh doesn't have the man bun.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, was Roosh V.
And Roosh is more about I'm not sure how to describe it, but dealing with women. Because he's kind of a weird pickup artist, where Vosh is more about trying to own the right through yelling at them. He saw Blood Sports, and he's like, I'm going to win after it was over.
Oh, yeah, that explains a lot.
Yeah. It's the best I can come up with how this guy, came out. But seriously, I do think a lot of his appeal is that liberals aren't used to seeing men act manly. And while this isn't acting manly, it's just screaming like a child. It's closer than anything else they've seen from a man. I mean, he's not crying.
That's what their idea of a man is. I mean, he's got a good number of subscribers. He's got 70K.
Yep. And he's built it through yelling at people, calling it debate.
Yeah, that's not debate.
If you look at the Hunter Avallone debate, he actually apologizes I think it's the description, for it not being a blood fest. Like, wow, you didn't spend the whole stream just screaming at somebody? One of the funniest things to watch, if you can find, and there's several of them out there, watch him debate Destiny, because it's funny as fuck. Funny as hell.
I don't know if I can handle that.
You ever see Destiny when he debated Tonka?
Yeah, that was painful to watch.
Oh, see, you and me just have different taste here.
I know. I don't like Destiny as a person.
I get that.
I find his debate style annoying.
Me too, but it's exactly the way you debate with somebody like this.
That's true. That's very true. Because they're slow.
Yeah. And
I just don't like watching retards get beat up.
See, I do. Faithless says, what the fuck is wrong with his earlobes? Well, he had it gauged at one point.
Yeah.
I'm glad that went away.
It's starting to. I still see them every now and then, but man, you have to get plastic surgery to fix that.
Well, you can try to let it grow back together, and then it looks like his.
Then it looks like a scrotum.
Yeah. He's got scrotum here.
Yeah. No, watching Destiny and Tonka was like watching the Jimmy and Timmy fight on South Park.
It was.
Because you're just watching two retards beat the shit out of each other. I don't know who to root for. And I feel bad for watching it and laughing. So, no. I don't know. I just don't like Destiny at all. But I like Tonka a lot less, though. So,
well, I like watching Destiny for what I just said. He knows how to argue with people like this. When I get in there with somebody...
Sorry.
When I get in there with somebody like this, I'll just scream back because I think it's fun. And Destiny, he'll just sit there, calmly talk to him, and just run circles around him in the most asinine ways possible, frustrating the fuck out of them. And it's funny as hell to watch. Especially if it's somebody like, Vosh is the greatest debater. Like, really? Go watch when Destiny just bitch slapped him up and down his own stream. By just being calm, by staying calm the whole time. It's funny. Anyway, I do need to go. We're going to be having dinner here in just a few minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for stopping by. Thank you very much for all the donations. Cryptic, thank you for all the last of your donations. You guys are amazing, and I really do appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll throw a link to my last video in there. I'll probably have another one later up today. But thank you so much for the donations, you guys. You guys are amazing.
Oh, God. Before we leave, this was just sent. I have to show this on screen because we've talked about this so much, and I think it's just perfect. It's a picture, for those of you who can't see it, of Obama and Joe Biden. Looks like they're at a basketball game or something, and Obama's leaning over to Joe, and he says, "I'm endorsing you, Joe." And Joe says, "For what?"
Sadly true.
Tonight, we're going to be on Scribe Light's channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for Lords of the Night. I'm honestly not sure if we're doing a game stream on 2 Cents Plus or if I'll be gaming on Ranting Monkey Games. Follow me on Twitter. I will tweet it out, whichever one it is. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Jack, thank you for joining me. Everybody, have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.
Bye.